Hey everybody, how you doing? Sir Stevie here, bringing you a new Blackout video. In the video today, everyone, I'm going to be bringing you something a little bit different, and this is basically not necessarily just a highlight video, but a tutorial video. And what I thought I'd do today is I'd just do a little bit of a tutorial on how to get better at solo duos. It's something that I've been practicing for a while, and I think there's maybe just a few little tips I've picked up here and there that I think might be useful for you guys. I'd just like to thank you all for choosing to click on the video. If you're new to the channel, feel free to hit the sub and like button, it'd be much appreciated. But yeah, basically, as you know, yesterday, or you may or may not know, yesterday my live stream dropped, so apologies again about that, everyone. So what I thought I'd do instead is I ended up playing a few solo duo games. I think I just played one, and this is the game that I got, and it was a 20 bomb. So I thought instead of you hearing me like just do the in-game commentary, what I thought I'd do is I'd do some pre-recorded commentary, just giving a few tips out, that sort of thing, on how to improve your game in solo duos. These are just a few things that I've picked up, and I really do feel like they help me out personally, and I thought I'd just give some general advice as well while we go through it. So yeah, without further ado, let's go through the highlights. So coming into this first bit right here, there isn't really too much to give a tutorial on, in all honesty, because this was just a bit random, the two kills that I got here. I was just pushing towards firing range, and it just happened to be two vehicles driving right past me. So what do? You got to give him the old mesh mine treatment and that sort of thing, and that was pretty straightforward. Missed it on this guy, but he ended up just getting out for some reason, and I just managed to slap him with an MP40. Not going to be too much competition there, is there? Now, this is one of the first fights that I actually come into. I do get extremely lucky here. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I do get quite lucky right here. So this guy tries to run me over with a quad bike. He's on his own, it looks like, and I start to shoot him. Turns out there's two guys in the white barn, right on my right-hand side right there. I didn't even see them. One thing that I think is key here that I do is I end up pulling back. You might be thinking I'm going to take storm damage, but at the end of the day, pushing two guys while I'm on my own and they have high ground, it's worth taking the storm damage, trust me. Because then it allows me to get healed up. It lets me almost lets you evaluate the situation, like, right, is it one guy, is it two guys, what sort of guns did he have maybe, is one of them trying to snipe, have any of them gone out to maybe loot this guy's bag, and I can get one of them really quickly. So what I decided to do is try and get a little bit more level playing field and get on this roof right here. I can see one of them peeking. It is silly in a sense to go for them while taking the storm damage, but I know the KN can win most fights even if I've taken a few bullets first. And then we just get lucky and his teammate manages to go and get the revive. I know I've got a Molotov, so, you know, just burn him up basically with the molly. Straightforward. Then we come into the next little clip that I've got, and basically this isn't anything major, this kill. I was just going in here to go and loot these two guys. Lo and behold, there's some guy that snuck in and started trying to steal my loot. Cheeky sod, we can't be having that. So I tried to tag him a little bit here, got like a little headshot on him. I ended up just pushing it with a grapple gun, finishing him off that way. That was just the easiest way then with the MP40. I don't know why he started to loot. He must have known I was nearby, so I don't know what to tell you with that one. Then coming up to the ranch building, I know there's a few guys here. I think I'd seen one of them moving up. So here, as you can see there, I put the trophy system down. That is a massive, massive thing. I know right now I'm not going to die to some fluky frag grenade, that sort of thing. So using a trophy system, you've got to use equipment, guys. It's one of the biggest friends you can have. You'll see later on, my equipment saves my life even further down the line. You can see as well, I just got a knock there. I try and clean up occasionally if it makes sense. Like I can see them trying to move back, you know, so their teammate can revive them or they're about to get behind cover and I'm not close enough to finish them. And then, again, that guy's teammate, I don't know what to tell you what he was thinking. Bit of an idiot. I started getting tagged there, but I managed to take cover as well just to keep myself going. So then we're just moving on a little bit further into the game, and basically you can see here, I can see another guy pushing out here. At this point, I don't know if he's a solo or if he's a duo. One thing that helps me out, I try and see duos not as duos, but as two solos, if that makes sense. I know it sounds really stupid, but I try and break them down. I try and split them up from one another if I can. I didn't necessarily do it here, but I like to try and sometimes split my enemies apart into two solos. That way it just makes it a little bit more difficult for them if, say, they need to try and revive the other, that sort of thing. Right there, those two guys were split apart, so it worked out nicely breaking them up. Another part here on this, guys, I can hear there's two guys camping in these buildings. I think they have mesh mines up or something. That's how I knew they were there. Or I think I heard a sensor dart going off, so I knew there was probably people nearby. This is a big thing you've got to do really when you're in like solo duos, something like that. It's changing your position basically. One of the biggest things that your enemy will have upon you on a solo duo game is communication. If you get downed, you're going to tell your teammate where the guy is that downed you. What I do to try and counter that is I try and move position straight away. It might sound simple, but it's so effective. right now, if I down one of these guys and I suddenly push to the roof next to him, that guy's going to be looking at this building and I've moved and he might not have heard me, that sort of thing. I get a little bit unfortunate in this scenario where there's some guys trying to pick me off from Rivertown. What I need to do is I get a little bit lucky there as well. That guy's aim was absolutely atrocious and he didn't really do much. But I try and push on the roof, but I know that's a bad option because they've got a barricade there like the campers that they are. So what I do is I fire a mesh mine on that stairwell just to slow them down a bit if they try and push me on the roof. One of them starts to push me here. I do first him right away. The reason being is my intention is now to pull back, because I'm worried that his teammate might have snuck up behind me, something like that. I keep moving because, again, it just makes it a bit of a nightmare for him. He's got to then push me. He might be weak somehow. I don't know. For some reason, he's then pushed around the back. Right now, I can see I've got high ground. It might be easy for me to, say if I needed to heal, to push, to pull back, that sort of thing. But right now, I know he's low on health, potentially. And I know that I can easily get the high ground on him. So it's just making the most out of certain scenarios. High ground is one of the biggest advantages you can get in a game of Blackout. So when I had the chance there to push for it, you got to push for it. So coming into the next little bit, basically there's two guys on the edge of Rivertown. I could easily push them. I might die to them. I might kill them easily. You never know. But I'm thinking right now, the zone is more than likely going to move away from them. They're right on the edge of the zone as it is. So odds are they're going to have to move away from any second. So I think I've got level 3. I know they're sniping at me, but I know I've got level 3. I've got armor plates, so I can afford to take a few hits from them in the head. And I'll be fine. I can just heal up, that sort of thing. I'll be able to keep an eye on them as well to see if they're pushing me. And all I'm thinking at this stage is, right, I just need to run this clock, this next like 40 seconds down. Because they're going to have to push me. They can't go across the river. They can't run anywhere. They're going to have to run straight at me. So all I do is I stick my sensor dart down. I put my trophy system down so they can't easily frag grenade me. I'm in a good spot right now. These guys have got to push me. I've got a big upper hand on them with the level 3 so they can't instant snipe me. And I'm buying myself a little bit of time by getting the odd down on them, getting the odd hit marker on one of them. Maybe they're low on medis, maybe they're low on armor plates and their armor could go at any second. So yeah, there's no need for me to push, so why would I push right now? I'd have to run across that bridge, leave myself extremely open and vulnerable, which is just a bad idea. I mesh mine the bridge just to cut off their options so they can't run across there as easy, and if they do, it'll slow them down. I get a little bit of lucky there, I get a collateral hit and I manage to get one of them down. And now it's just a 1v1, the guy's weak, he's in panic mode, he's trying to heal, he's in panic, he's panicking like crazy, and that's an easy little kill. It's a massive one just to learn how the map's probably going to turn, and in that case it turned to my favour, so I knew there was no reason to push. So now we're getting towards that end game. There's only 3 enemies left, so we're pretty much nearly there. There's just a few little things to do, and basically, I know right now there's a solo in the game. There's obviously, there's only 3 enemies left, so there's going to be most likely a duo and a solo. You'll see in this end game as well, guys, basically just how important equipment can be. Like, it's just unreal how much the equipment ended up helping me in the game here. What with the trophy system, the barricade, and the concussion, which came in extremely clutch right at the end. But one of the things you've got to try and do in an end game is just try and, like, seek high ground. In this scenario, like, it's something that we all try to do, but it's not something we always can do. Right here, there's no point of me actually moving anywhere. The reason being, you can see there, I've got the zone in front of me. I was clearing out the northern side of me, so behind me there. So I know there's probably not going to be anyone sneaking around from me unless they've got dead silence or they've been hiding. But obviously, as we all know, we can't really check every single spot in a map to see where people are. But basically right now, I'm just trying to keep an eye out. While I've got this guy shooting at me, I'm also trying to see where this possible duo's at. Because there is a possibility that they might both have dead silence and they're sneaking up behind me, that sort of thing. So always check behind you in an end game. You never know how many people are just waiting to take advantage of a scenario, waiting for me to kill this guy, something like that. So we managed to take out this guy with like an absolutely filthy snipe, I'm not going to lie. At this point, I'm just assuming it's a duo because I've seen a guy up there. I haven't necessarily seen his teammate, or I think I might have done then actually. One of them had level 2 armor, one of them had level 3, so I recognise that. We're in a good place though. The zone's not been too bad. I know I'm right on the edge, but I've got cover. I've got my trophy system stopping me from taking grenade damage, and I do have a concussion ready, so if they do try to rush me, I can always use that. So I'm in an alright spot, even though I'm not on that good a health. I do get lucky there and don't die to the Mog, which like would have been like really bad, because I didn't even hear that guy rushing me. And then we just managed to take the guy out with the concussion at the end and a KN. That just shows again how important equipment is and how important it can be to try and break your opponents down into 2 separate enemies, not as one duo. I hope this tutorial has been useful for you guys. It might seem a bit rushed, but I wanted to try and get a video out for you all tonight. If the video has been useful, then feel free to hit the subscribe and like button, everyone. But that's it from me for today. Have a great evening, everyone. Thanks for watching. Take care. Bye for now.